anytime you hear stuff like that, it's usually somebody hustling something that,
Absolutely.
why would they give you a great opportunity instead of taking it themselves? You know what I mean?
Tom here, Flip Anything USA. So you're in for a treat. This is a video. It's in 4 parts. It's my good buddy Doug. He's been investing longer than I have. We both made our fortunes investing in real estate. Both of us started in our 20s. Been doing it a long time. I've been doing it 40 years. He's been doing it even longer. I think you're going to enjoy it. Both started out in California. So please subscribe to this channel. It helps the channel. If you enjoy the content, let me know. Also, comment and like. Enjoy the show. Oh, yeah. No. I get a kick out of when I had an agent that sold my house. He's a young guy. I like him a lot. And he was saying, he's giving me the counter where they're trying to take another 15,000 off. He says, this sounds very reasonable. And he sent it to me. And I go, no, as is, price ain't changing. If they don't sell it, we'll sell it. I'll put it up for another 50. And I know he's taking a snapshot of my text to send back to them. So I know it, I'm writing it, I'm scripting it for them. He didn't even know it. But yeah, it's just funny when somebody else is handling your money and they're going, I think this is very reasonable. It's like, well, how much of your commission should we eat with it too? But yeah. You've had a comfortable life. Me too. I mean, I've been on Easy Street. I mean, in 2009, when they bailed out the banks, I'd leveraged up a bit and then I got uncomfortable a little bit. I always pay my bills, but I was starting to feel like, I don't like this. And then other things that can happen to you, you get lawsuits that can happen. Doug got in a nasty one. I got in a nasty one, or he got in a scary one. He got in a scary one about the kid, right, in the swimming pool.
Oh, yeah.
So once in a while, things will happen. I mean, I found myself in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit and I didn't do anything wrong. And, but it's still stressful because you're like the mercy of the jury. When you start building your wealth and you get bigger things, then you start to learn about getting, more coverage. What do we call it? Umbrellas. Multiple umbrellas, are a good thing. Well, Doug, you know what, man? This is a great conversation. I think we should do it again. I think people, would enjoy it. I try to impart my experience, doing this for 40 years. You got, at least 10 more than that. It's really cool. I mean, it feels good to share it. And I got so many young people and guys that are 40, 50 that are making money. They're making money, hundreds of thousands of dollars now, and they share it and they're excited. And it's kind of like what Doug was saying, it's uncomfortable doing something in the beginning. When Doug was describing it earlier, I was thinking about swimming. How foreign is swimming? When you don't know how to swim and you get in the water, I mean, you're hugging the edge. You're scared. And if you've ever had a close call, you get in over your head and you don't know how to swim. And I have had that happen to me when I was a kid. It scares you. And so, but then when you can swim, now you got to worry about being overconfident and jumping into and thinking you can swim to the other side when maybe you can't.
You got to know what an undertow is too.
Oh God, yes. Yes, an undertow. Yeah.
You got to know what an undertow in our business is.
Yeah, that could be a lawsuit.
Yeah, and you're in the mercy of somebody else's world.
Yes.
And all you have to do is just do the right thing, and you'll get the right results. And then you'll eliminate a lot of problems by just doing the right thing. You'll get the right results. Always disclose. In fact, even a deal today, something had come up. This is a deal I have right now that's we're about to close in 30 days. And this guy's, I know he loves it. He wants it. It's going to close. Something had come up and I realized, oh, you know what? I didn't tell him about this. First thing I did this morning, I go, hey, and I went on to tell about, hey, just, I was letting him know, making it very clear. And I said, please confirm. And I was covering my ass is what I was doing because when you don't tell everybody everything, don't think you're fooling anybody because you don't want to leave anybody any wiggle room to make yourself look bad if things do go bad for them. And things can go bad for people. Values can go down. People buy property and then the value goes down. Well, that's not the way they wanted it to go. And now all of a sudden they start looking at what the deal that they did with you. And then they start backpedaling and start saying, you tricked me. Very important to disclose. And I know that happened to you too, Doug. I'm thinking about your State Street house now. You kind of got, right? Well, yeah, that guy was a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to be my friend.
Oh, shit.
You just don't want to get in a world that you have no control over.
Yeah, and that's the legal world. When he says that's what he's talking about.
Nothing to do with whether you're innocent or guilty once you get in it. It's right. Like you were, I think remember the one we had with the boy who climbed the fence and became basically brain dead. He was in a wheelchair, and this is all because his mother let him wander the property, right?
Yeah, 10
But
o'clock at night.
you can
Yeah.
imagine this high-powered attorney rolling that kid into a courtroom, and it doesn't matter who's at fault, right? It's just like, so
Yeah, whose properties is this? Oh,
yeah.
Doug.
So yeah, you don't want to get involved in any of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm glad. I always think this. So look, people say I'd like to be a fly on the wall in that room. And really, I think that's what I wanted to do here is just, I didn't want to waste a conversation with Doug because everyone is valuable. I always learn something, makes me think. I just wanted my people to watch me. I wanted you guys to see this because this is really, believe me, this is pearls, as they say. This is gold, believe me. And even if some of it you don't understand right now, down the road you will.
That's right. Just have fun, whatever you're doing. Have fun. Don't take yourself too seriously or anything you do too seriously. And if you don't, I remember one last thing. A guy was showing me this building in Ventura, and I was driving me by it, and I was looking at it, had all these old people in the window. I don't need to buy this building in order to make my future any better, because the only way I could buy it would be to throw them all out, right? Because they were paying nothing for rent.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
So why would I ever do that? There's
Right.
always something else that's going to come along. It's going to make you feel good. Don't ever do anything that is wrong, and then you'll be okay, I think.
And you will be tempted. You will be tempted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, you will be tempted. And just like Doug said, he could toss these old folks out. This makes sense. So I just had this happen to me. I talked these people into selling me their place. I moved quick. Let's get it signed. Well, I got it signed. Well, guess what? They had seller's remorse. The husband already signed. And then they said, well, she's not going to sign. I go, okay, well, then I guess my problem's with you. And I was getting a little heavy handed. And then I started feeling bad. And then he offered me $25,000 to let him out of the deal they signed. First, he postured it tough. I got 3-day rescission, blah, blah, blah. I go, yeah, show me that rule, would you? I don't think it applies to real estate. And he came back and he says, you're right, Tom. I talked to lawyers. He goes, can I just give you $25,000? Would you let us out? I go, I said, that wasn't my intent. He kept treating me like that was my intent, was to make money like that. I go, no. I said, I'm going to close the deal. I want to close the deal. And so, but I could see that this couple, that they've been married, I don't know how long they've been married, could have been 10 years. Maybe they've been married 40 years. I don't know. But there was a rift between them. And I thought, you know what? I don't want to be responsible for, I've missed opportunities that I drive by sometimes twice a week. And I just go, you idiot. And I'm talking to myself. It's a regret. I'm pissed off. I don't want somebody to look at their husband and go, you idiot, every day until they get a divorce, which could be in a few months. I don't want that on me. I don't want that on me. And I'll say this, and Doug, I'm sure you agree. It's easy to be generous, and it's easy to do the right thing the more money you have. I mean, that's just a fact. The temptations to leave something out, and they're much greater when you're hungry. Okay. And you got to remember that the people that are selling you a piece of property, the real estate agent, all those people are tempted to compromise and not disclose and not tell you everything.
But that's really important, because that's one of the things that you have to generate in yourself if you expect to rise in this business, because the bigger the deals, the bigger the people you talk to, the more money you're dealing with. I mean, if you aren't who you say you are, do what you say you're going to do, or the word gets around and you're not going to do anything with it.
Yeah, you'll ruin yourself. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, and also you listen, somebody can stomp you like a rat.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're always going to be little, no matter what.
Yeah, that's right. There's always somebody way bigger, way more financially stronger than you. No matter how rich you think you are, there's somebody richer, or just like being a tough guy, there's somebody who can kick your ass.
That's right. Yeah. So be a good guy.
There might be a little guy.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks, man. Let's do it again, and we'll talk about asset protection or some of those other things. Me and him actually had to go. We went in half on. Remember Mitten, father of asset protection. Me and Doug went to a seminar together on that, and then I let it slide 10 years later, and then I was like, oh God, why did I ever let that slide? And I went running back to it, and never again will I ever own anything ever again. except my home in my name. And I'm sure you're the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a whole nother conversation. Amazing flow of information and ideas. And I enjoy everything we ever talk about, real estate or not. It's always great.
Yeah, me too. Me too, buddy.
Thanks.
We tend to, because we've been doing this for so long, a lot of shit's simple for us. How come you don't understand it? It's hard to, you say something to somebody and you wonder why they don't get it. But it's
exactly why I like recording this, because 100 people ask me the same question sometimes in 2 weeks when I'm really getting active. I just say, you know what? Take the course, read the book, answers in there. For $10, you can have it in my book. That question's answered. Why take so much time for 100 different people? A minute. That's an hour and a half. Just go buy the book. The fact that we came from modest means. And what was that thing you called that when you said how to make $1 million in your spare time, which might be fun to look up?
Yeah, I don't know if I got that guy. Yeah, it was, I have his book somewhere. Yeah, I've got both of his books, I think. If you just look it up, how I made $1 million, or how to make $1 million how I made $1 million in my spare time. And I think he worked for the post office. And
if you see it, shoot a picture of the cover and send it to me, because then I can research you out. Because a lot of things just ain't in print anymore. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. The Aunt Toby book was so cool. I thought, oh God, this is so cool.
How do you call what you got to tell me how do you spell that? Aunt Toby? What'd you call it?
Aunt, AUNT.
Aunt Toby.
Aunt, your Aunt Toby. Yeah. His whole deal was buying these places. And then of course he would tell you how he got this rent for this, rent for that. He'd add up all the rent. And then what he'd do is he'd turn around and sell it and carry the thing. Oh. And so he figures over 30 years, he says at 3% or whatever, look at, I'm making 3 times my money on this thing and stuff. Yeah. And so it was pretty cool. Actually.
But it got you motivated and jazzed. And that's the other thing. And as much as I don't like these cons that talk real estate that have never done it, and you can see through it quickly. You and I.
Well, yeah.
You can tell by the way they discuss it. They don't know it. They've didn't and experienced it. They're glamorizing it, or there's just no way. And so I don't know where I was going with that exactly, but being able to identify that, so many people can't identify that. It's like you go to buy a computer. If you don't know much about computers, you're at the mercy of the salesman.
Right.
And that's what these people are. They're at the mercy of the salesman. And, or like, I don't know, but I don't know what I was going to say. Anyways, yeah, getting old.
Yeah, I have to attribute, I have a friend, you still have him. His name was Mike Hernandez. I don't think you've ever met him, but he's been a broker he was kind of my mentor, because I met him down when I lived on Hollywood Beach. And he always represents people, but he's also at the same time built his own deal, right? So he's really well off, and he's a couple of years older than me, I think, and he's still active and he's busy. And when you read a book, that's not real. What's real is meeting someone that's done what's in those books.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And he was that guy for me. One day he told me, he says, hey, Doug, they're selling everything we know for $19.95. Somebody wrote a book or something. He told me somebody wrote a book selling everything we know about real estate.
Right, for $19.95.
Yeah, everything we know about real estate for $19.95.
That's funny. And it's funny because my book is $19.95, and I just say it's not everything I know. I just say this is the quickest way to make money for most people. It's dumbed down and it's just to the point. Buy it under market, contact them direct, and
But the next best thing from that is to get somebody interested. You're not there personally,
right?
If you're believable enough, then you can be a lot of people's mentors. I think what you're trying to do.
That's what I found, because when I did the book, there was so much demand for it. So many people were asking me. As soon as I said, okay, I'll go ahead and do it, I'll try it. I had like 60 people like within a few days. And I'm like, wow, and I mean, charging, I charged $600 first time. And it was just amazing because not one complaint. Some made money right away, immediately. Some were a little anxious early, and I'd say, wait, just wait, get through the next lesson. I had 4 lessons, but with every lesson, there was 4 hours of Q&A after each lesson. They'd watch my pre-made lesson, and then afterwards I'd say, any questions? And the screen was filled with people. And even if the ones that sat quietly, they just took notes. And if somebody asked a question, somebody else had the same question already, so it answered their question. It is 100% teachable. And the fact that guys are making money, and I have testimonials now, it shows that, maybe not everybody can learn, but certainly some people can learn, because I've seen it now firsthand.
But, it's kind of disappointing in a way, is that you can have 100 people and you can tell them all the same information, and only 5% or maximum 10% are going to take advantage of what you know. You know what I mean? And you wonder, what are the other 90% there? What are they doing?
Right. Well,
but you can do that
yeah.
in business, right? What,
Yep.
5% or 10% of the people provide the jobs for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It goes the 80-20 rule, or the yeah. But what's also interesting about what you just said is the difference of being able to have the face-to-face interaction is more motivational. It's believable when they're talking to somebody that's done it, you or me, or somebody that's done it. It's believable. But a book. Listen, I have a bookcase of books I've never read. Okay.
Yeah, I got lots of them. And I've read them.
They collect dust. Mine do. And I know that my book would collect dust if somebody just got it. Because some people I'd say, they ask me a question. I go, don't you have the book? They go, yeah, I got the book. I'm going to read it pretty soon. Go read it. Save me time. It only takes 3.5 hours to read the whole damn book, And, but I understand. They hadn't even, I'm going to read it. I'm already halfway through it. It's like, come on, you haven't even cracked it. That's the truth. People got to move. They got to do something. But all right, man, Doug, thanks so much, buddy. It's, you're one of my best friends. I appreciate it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe and like if you enjoy the content. It helps the channel. And thanks for watching.